Do you have one? Welcome back to CoinX USA. And listen to me very carefully because what I'm about to say could literally change your life. Right now, at this very moment, people all across America are spending coins worth more than $1.5 million and they have absolutely no idea. These look ordinary. They feel normal. They sound normal. But they are silent fortunes, hidden wealth, quiet money that collectors are secretly fighting over. Do not spend these coins. Check your pocket now, check your change jar, check that old drawer, because these old coins are big treasures that nobody talks about. These are the secret coins collectors want, the kind that cause real auction shock, the kind that change everything overnight. If you have one of these coins, it means you're holding a fortune in your hand. Every single coin in this video gets bigger, rarer, and more shocking, and the last one is so dangerous to ignore that people are accidentally losing life-changing money every single day. Stay with me till the end, because these coins are hidden treasure, quiet wealth, and if you spend one, it's gone forever. Coin number 1. Now listen closely, because this first coin is where the real danger begins, and if you blink, you could miss a fortune. This is the 1944 Monticello war nickel with the large D mint mark, and this coin does not scream wealth. It whispers it. It looks dark, sometimes almost black, with a strange surface that people think is damage, but that black layer is exactly what makes this coin worth serious money. This is not fiction. This is a silent fortune hiding in plain sight, and people are losing it every single day because they don't understand what they're holding. Stay till the end, because one small detail on this coin changes everything. The year 1944 was not just another year in American history. The country was under extreme pressure. World War II was draining resources, factories were pushed beyond their limits, and the U.S. Mint was forced into survival mode. Nickel, the metal itself, was desperately needed for the war effort, especially for armor and military equipment. That pressure changed everything. The mint had to alter the composition of the 5-cent coin, creating what we now call the war nickel, and this decision produced coins that were never meant to last this long. That stress, that urgency, that chaos is why rare mistakes, unusual surfaces, and fragile survivors were born, and why today collectors are quietly obsessed with these pieces of history. When you look at this 1944 Monticello nickel, the design feels familiar, but something is different. Thomas Jefferson's portrait on the front has a softer, almost tired look, like it was struck in a hurry because it was. On the back, Monticello sits strong but slightly muted, and right above it is the giveaway that changes everything. The large D mint mark, placed boldly where it had never been before. That oversized mint mark is not decoration. It's a warning sign. It tells collectors this coin was struck under wartime conditions, with altered metals, rushed production, and extreme pressure. This detail alone turns an ordinary-looking nickel into hidden wealth. The composition of this coin is where the real story gets dangerous. This is not a normal nickel. It contains 35% silver, blended with copper and manganese because pure nickel was off the table. That unusual metal mix reacts differently to air, moisture, and time, which is why many of these coins developed a dark, almost black layer over the surface. Most people think that means the coin is ruined. They clean it, they polish it, and in that moment, they destroy a life-changing opportunity. That dark original surface, that antique look, that natural toning is exactly what collectors want. Never clean this coin, ever. In your hand, this coin feels solid but slightly different from modern nickels. It weighs about 5 grams, with a diameter of 21.2 millimeters and a thickness of roughly 1.95 millimeters. But the way it carries its weight feels heavier, more serious, like it knows it's important. The edges tell stories too. Tiny inconsistencies from stressed dies, rushed strikes, and metal flow issues are details collectors obsess over. This is where quiet wealth hides. Survival is rare, because these coins were never meant to be saved. They circulated hard during wartime America. They were spent, scraped, dropped, and abused. Most were melted, damaged, or destroyed by cleaning. Finding one in fine condition, with original surfaces and that deep black layer intact, is like finding a needle in a burning haystack. Condition is everything. Cleaned coins are destroyed coins. Once that original skin is gone, the silent fortune disappears with it. Collectors don't chase this coin loudly. They chase it quietly. At auctions, bidding gets aggressive without emotion. No excitement, no noise. Just serious buyers pushing numbers higher and higher, because they understand what most people don't. These coins are being held, not sold. Supply is shrinking. Demand is rising. And today, a genuine example of this 1944 large D-War nickel in fine condition with original dark toning has reached market values around $236,000, and that number carries emotional weight. That's not pocket change. That's hidden wealth. That's a silent fortune. That's a life-changing opportunity hiding in a 5-cent coin. If you ever find one, do not spend this coin. Do not clean it. Do not rub it. Do not test it. Check the mint mark carefully. Look at the surface. Original toning matters more than shine. Professional grading is critical, because one wrong move can erase hundreds of thousands of dollars instantly. Patience is golden in this world, and rushing is how fortunes are lost. This is not fiction. This is happening right now. People are accidentally losing these coins every day, and what comes next is even bigger. The next coin on this list is rarer, more shocking, and even more dangerous to ignore, because one tiny detail turns it into a monster collectors are fighting over. Stay right here, because the next one changes everything. Coin number 2. Listen to me, because this second coin is even more dangerous to ignore. And if you think the last one was shocking, you are not ready for this. This is the 1942 Monticello War nickel with the large P mint mark, and this coin is pure hidden danger. It looks ordinary. It feels small. It blends in with pocket change so perfectly that people are accidentally spending a $250,000 coin without even slowing down. This is not hype. This is not fiction. This is a silent fortune hiding in plain sight, and if you miss this detail, the opportunity is gone forever. Stay till the end, because one small feature on this coin changes everything. The year 1942 was a breaking point for the United States. America had just entered World War II, and the economy flipped overnight. Factories were converted, metals were rationed, and the U.S. mint was under pressure like never before. Nickel was suddenly too valuable for coins because it was desperately needed for weapons and military equipment. That panic, that urgency, that national pressure forced the mint to make a decision that would quietly create some of the most valuable coins in U.S. history. This year matters because it was the transition year, the moment everything changed, and coins struck during this period were never meant to survive the way they did. When you look at the design, it feels familiar, but again, something is off. Jefferson's portrait on the front looks slightly softer, almost rushed, with details that can appear muted depending on the strike. On the reverse, Monticello stands firm, but above it is the signal collectors search for instantly, the large P mint mark. This was the first time in U.S. history that a P mint mark ever appeared on a coin, And that single decision created a new category of hidden treasure. That oversized P is not decoration. It's a marker of wartime chaos, altered metals, and historic change, and collectors treat it like a badge of rarity. The composition of this coin is where the magic and the danger collide. This is a war nickel, meaning it contains 35% silver mixed with copper and manganese. That unusual blend reacts to time in a completely different way than normal nickels. Instead of bright shine, many genuine examples develop a deep brown or chocolate-colored layer across the surface. People see that brown layer and think the coin is dirty or damaged. They clean it, and in seconds, they erase a fortune. That brown original toning is exactly what proves authenticity, originality, and survival. Never clean this coin, ever. In hand, the coin feels solid and serious. It weighs about 5 grams, measures 21.2 millimeters in diameter, and has a thickness of around 1.95 millimeters. But collectors don't just measure it with tools. They feel it. The way the metal settled, the texture of the surface, the stress marks from rushed wartime production. These are tiny details collectors obsess over. This is where quiet wealth hides, not in shine, but in originality. Survival is rare because 1,942 coins lived hard lives. They circulated immediately during wartime, moving fast through an economy under stress. Many were melted, many were damaged, many were scrubbed clean by people who thought they were helping. Finding one today in fine condition with original brown toning and no cleaning is incredibly difficult. Condition is everything. Cleaned coins are destroyed coins. Once the original surface is gone, the silent fortune is gone with it. Collectors chase this coin aggressively but quietly. Auction rooms don't explode with noise. Instead, bids climb fast and tense because everyone in that room knows they may not see another example like it for years. Most collectors who own this coin are holding it, not selling it. Supply keeps shrinking, demand keeps climbing, and today, authentic examples of this 1,942 large P-War nickel in fine condition are reaching market values around $270,000. That number is not just money. That is hidden wealth. That is serious money. That is a life-changing opportunity disguised as 5 cents. If you ever come across one of these, do not spend this coin. Do not clean it. Do not polish it. Check for the large P above Monticello. Study the surface. Original toning matters more than brightness. Professional grading is critical because one mistake can destroy hundreds of thousands of dollars instantly. Patience is how fortunes are protected in this world. This is not fiction. This is happening right now, and people are accidentally losing these coins every single day. And what comes next is even bigger. The next coin on this list is rarer, more shocking, and even more dangerous to ignore because one tiny detail turns it into a monster collectors are fighting over. Stay right here because the next one changes everything. Coin number 3. Pay attention because this third coin is where people lose fortunes without even realizing it happened. This is the 1,944 Monticello War nickel with the large S mint mark, and this coin is pure, silent danger. It looks dark, almost damaged, sometimes nearly black, and that's exactly why people dismiss it, spend it, or destroy it. And that single mistake can cost you hundreds of thousands of dollars. This is not exaggeration. This is not fiction. This is hidden wealth hiding in plain sight. And if you miss one detail on this coin, the opportunity disappears forever. Stay till the end, because this detail changes everything. The year 1944 was one of the most intense periods in U.S. history. The country was fully locked into World War II. Resources were stretched thin, and the pressure on American industry was relentless. Every ounce of metal mattered. The economy was in survival mode, and the U.S. Mint was not making coins for collectors, it was making coins for necessity. That pressure forced rushed production, exhausted equipment, and experimental metal use. Coins struck during this year were born under stress, and that stress is exactly why rare survivors like this one are worth serious money today. At first glance, the design looks familiar, but again, something feels off. Jefferson's portrait on the front often appears slightly soft, sometimes even ghostly, because the dies were overworked and replaced quickly. On the reverse, Monticello stands steady, but above it sits the mark that collectors hunt for instantly, the large S mint mark. That oversized S tells you this coin was struck in San Francisco under wartime strain, using altered metals, rushed dyes, and minimal quality control. This is not just a letter. It's a signal of rarity, pressure, and historical chaos. The composition is where this coin becomes truly dangerous to ignore. This is a war nickel containing 35% silver blended with copper and manganese to conserve nickel for the war effort. That unusual mix reacts dramatically to time and environment. Many genuine examples develop a deep black or charcoal-colored layer across the surface. Most people think that black layer means corrosion or damage. They clean it, they polish it, and in seconds, they erase a life-changing fortune. That black original toning is not a flaw. It is proof of originality, survival, and untouched history. Never clean this coin, ever. In your hand, this coin feels different from modern nickels. It weighs about 5 grams, measures 21.2 millimeters in diameter, and has a thickness close to 1.95 millimeters, but the feel is heavier, more serious, almost dense. Collectors notice the texture, the metal flow near the edges, and tiny surface irregularities caused by rushed wartime strikes. These microscopic details are what separate a silent fortune from a worthless piece of metal. This is where quiet wealth hides. Survival of this coin is rare for a reason. These nickels circulated hard during wartime America. They were spent daily, mixed into cash registers, dropped, scratched, and worn down. Many were melted, many were damaged, and countless others were destroyed by cleaning from people who thought they were helping. Finding one today in fine condition, with original black toning and no surface disturbance, is extremely difficult. Condition is everything. Once the original skin is gone, the value collapses instantly. Collectors don't talk loudly about this coin. They don't need to. At auctions, the bidding is quiet, intense, and aggressive. Numbers rise fast because serious buyers know how rare it is to see a genuine example with untouched surfaces. Most collectors who own this coin are holding it tightly, not selling. Supply keeps shrinking, demand keeps climbing, and today, authentic examples of the 1,944 large S-War nickel in fine condition are reaching market values around $268,500. That number represents hidden wealth, serious money, a silent fortune that changes everything. If you ever see one of these, do not spend this coin. Do not clean it. Do not test it. Check for the large S above Monticello. Study the surface carefully. Original toning matters more than shine. Professional grading is critical because one wrong move can destroy hundreds of thousands of dollars instantly. Patience is golden in this world, and rushing is how fortunes vanish. This is not fiction. This is happening right now, and people are accidentally losing these coins every single day. And what comes next is even bigger. The next coin on this list is rarer, more shocking, and more dangerous to ignore than anything so far, because one tiny detail turns it into a nightmare for anyone who spends it. Stay right here, because the next one changes everything. Stop scrolling and lock in, because this fourth coin is where people make the most expensive mistake of their lives. This is the 1943 Monticello War nickel with the large P mint mark, and this coin is a silent trap. It looks worn. It looks circulated. It looks like something you'd spend without thinking twice. And that's exactly why people are accidentally losing nearly $300,000 without ever knowing it. This is not fiction. This is hidden wealth moving through hands every single day. And if you ignore this coin, you are ignoring a life-changing opportunity. Stay till the end, because one detail on this coin flips everything upside down. The year 1943 was absolute chaos in the United States. The country was deep into World War II, and the economy was under extreme pressure. Everything was rationed. Everything was rushed. Factories were running non-stop. And the U.S. Mint was pushed beyond limits it was never designed to handle. Nickel metal was critically needed for the war, and the Mint had no choice but to experiment, improvise, and strike coins under conditions that were never meant to create collectibles. This year matters because it represents maximum stress, and maximum stress creates rare survivors. The design looks familiar at first, and that's where the danger begins. Jefferson's portrait on the front often appears flat, tired, sometimes uneven, because dies were worn down fast and replaced without care. On the reverse, Monticello stands firm, but your eyes must go straight above it, because that's where the secret lives. The large P mint mark sits boldly above Monticello, and that letter changed U.S. coin history forever. This was only possible because of wartime rules, and that oversized P instantly separates a normal nickel from a hidden treasure collectors obsess over. The composition is where this coin becomes truly deceptive. This is a war nickel made with 35% silver mixed with copper and manganese. That unusual blend reacts harshly to circulation, air, and time, which is why many genuine examples develop a dark, almost black layer across the surface. People see that black layer combined with wear and think the coin is ruined. They clean it. They scrub it, and in that moment, they destroy a fortune. That dark surface is not damage. It's proof. It's originality. It's survival. Never clean this coin, ever. Even in circulated condition, this coin carries serious weight, both literally and financially. It weighs about 5 grams, measures 21.2 millimeters in diameter, and has a thickness around 1.95 millimeters, but collectors care more about how it feels than how it shines. The edges, the surface texture, the way the metal flowed during rushed strikes all tell a story. These tiny details are what collectors look for, and they are impossible to recreate once destroyed. Survival is rare because these coins worked hard. They moved non-stop through wartime America. They were spent by soldiers' families, factory workers, and businesses under pressure. Many were melted. Many were damaged beyond recognition. And countless others were ruined by cleaning decades later. Finding a circulated example with original black toning still intact is incredibly difficult. And that's why even worn examples can be worth serious money. Condition matters, but originality matters more. A cleaned coin is a dead coin. Collectors chase this 1943 large P war nickel with quiet intensity. Auction rooms don't explode with noise. They tighten with tension. Bidding jumps fast because everyone knows how rarely these appear with untouched surfaces, even in circulated condition. Most collectors who own one are not selling. They are holding. Supply keeps shrinking. Demand keeps rising. And today, authentic examples of this coin in circulated condition are reaching market values around $278,000. That's not spare change. That's hidden wealth. That's a silent fortune. That's money that changes everything. If you ever see one of these, do not spend this coin. Do not clean it. Do not polish it. Check for the large P above Monticello. Look at the surface closely. Original toning matters more than shine. Professional grading is critical because one careless move can erase hundreds of thousands of dollars instantly. Patience is how collectors win, and impatience is how fortunes disappear. This is not fiction. This is happening right now, and people are accidentally losing these coins every single day. And what comes next is even more shocking. The next coin on this list is rarer, more valuable, and more dangerous to ignore than anything so far, because one tiny detail turns it into a monster collectors are fighting over. Stay right here, because the next one changes everything. Coin number 5. Listen very carefully, because this fifth coin is where people lose real fortunes without ever knowing they had one. This is the 1918 Buffalo nickel with no mint mark. And this coin is one of the most dangerous pieces of hidden wealth in American history. It looks old. It looks worn. It looks like something you'd ignore, toss aside, or spend without thinking. And that single mistake can cost you $365,000. This is not exaggeration. This is not hype. This is a silent fortune hiding in plain sight. And if you miss this coin, you miss a life-changing opportunity. Stay till the end, because one tiny detail on this coin changes everything. The year 1918 was a year of pressure, fear, and transition in the United States. World War I was still raging. The economy was strained, inflation was climbing, and the nation was exhausted. Factories were overworked, workers were stretched thin, and the U.S. Mint was focused on speed, not perfection. Coins were struck fast, handled rough, and released into circulation immediately. This year matters because it produced coins under stress, and stress creates rarity. What survived from 1918 was never meant to survive this long. The design of the Buffalo nickel is instantly recognizable, and that's what makes it so dangerous. On the front, the powerful Native American portrait looks bold and rugged, but in 1918 many strikes came out uneven. Details in the hair and cheek often appear soft, and collectors obsess over those subtle differences. On the reverse, the American buffalo stands strong, but the ground beneath it and the word 5 cents are often weak or partially worn. These small details are where hidden wealth lives and where most people fail to look closely. This coin is made of a simple but historic composition, 75% copper and 25% nickel, and it weighs about 5 grams, with a diameter of 21.2 millimeters and a thickness of around 1.95 millimeters. But what matters is how it feels. Buffalo nickels have a solid, almost rugged presence in the hand. The edges, the surface texture, and the way the metal aged over more than a century all tell a story collectors are desperate to own. The lack of a mint mark is not a flaw. It's a signal. This coin was struck in Philadelphia, and during 1918 production demands were extreme. Dyes were overused. Quality control slipped. That resulted in coins with unique surface characteristics, strike weakness, and subtle variations that collectors obsess over today. Many of these coins circulated heavily, which is why survival in fine condition is shockingly rare. Most were worn down until key details disappeared completely. Survival is rare because Buffalo nickels were workhorses. They were spent hard, dropped on streets, scraped across counters, and shoved into pockets for decades. Many were melted, many were damaged, and countless others were cleaned by well-meaning people who destroyed their value forever. Cleaning a Buffalo nickel is one of the fastest ways to kill a fortune. Once that original surface is gone, collectors walk away. Original toning, even if it looks dull or dark, is exactly what they want. Collectors chase this coin with serious intensity. Auction rooms go quiet when a real example appears. Bidding is aggressive but controlled, because everyone knows how rare it is to find a genuine 1918 buffalo nickel without a mint mark, in fine condition with untouched surfaces. Most collectors who own one are not selling. They are holding tightly. Supply is shrinking. Demand is rising. And today, authentic examples are reaching market values around $365,000. That's not a coin. That's hidden wealth. That's serious money. That's a silent fortune that changes everything. If you ever find one of these, do not spend this coin. Do not clean it. Do not polish it. Check the date carefully. Look at the details in the hair, the horn, and the ground beneath the buffalo. Original surfaces matter more than shine. Professional grading is critical because one wrong move can erase hundreds of thousands of dollars instantly. Patience is how fortunes are protected, and rushing is how they disappear. This is not fiction. This is happening right now. People are accidentally losing these coins every single day, and the next coin is the most shocking of them all. Rarer, more valuable, more dangerous to ignore. One small detail turns it into a monster collectors are fighting over worldwide. Stay right here, because the final coin changes everything. Coin number 6. This is it. Lock in, because this final coin is the most dangerous one of all. This is the 1915 buffalo nickel with no mint mark. And this coin is the definition of a silent fortune. It doesn't look flashy. It doesn't look special. It looks old, ordinary, and forgettable. And that's exactly why people are accidentally losing nearly $400,000 without ever realizing it. This is not hype. This is not fiction. This is hidden wealth hiding in plain sight. And missing this coin is the kind of mistake that haunts people forever. Stay with me, because every second of this matters. The year 1915 was a tense moment in American history. The world was already at war, even though the United States hadn't officially entered yet. The economy was uneasy, metal supplies were tightening, and uncertainty was everywhere. The U.S. Mint was under pressure to keep coins flowing while the country stood on the edge of global conflict. That pressure created rushed production, overused dies, and coins that were never meant to be preserved. This year matters because it quietly produced some of the hardest buffalo nickels to find in collectible condition today. The design of the buffalo nickel is iconic, but in 1915 it became a trap for anyone who doesn't look closely. On the front, the Native American portrait is bold and powerful, yet many strikes from this year show softness in the hair and facial features due to worn dyes. Collectors obsess over those subtle details. On the reverse, the American buffalo stands strong, but the ground line, the horn, and the word 5 cents are often weak or partially worn. This is where fortunes hide. This is where most people fail to look. This coin is made of 75% copper and 25% nickel, weighs about 5 grams, measures 21.2 millimeters in diameter, and has a thickness of roughly 1.95 millimeters, but numbers alone don't explain its value. It's the feel, the solid weight, the aged surface, the way the metal tells a story of more than a century of survival. Collectors can feel authenticity instantly, and once it's gone, it can never be recreated. The absence of a mint mark is not a weakness. It's a signal. This coin was struck in Philadelphia, and during 1915 production demands were intense. Dies were pushed far beyond their limits, which created subtle variations, surface characteristics, and strike weaknesses collectors crave today. Most of these coins were heavily circulated, which is why finding one in fine condition is incredibly rare. Survival at this level is not luck. It's a miracle. Buffalo nickels were used hard. They were pocket coins, work coins, survival coins. They were dropped, scraped, worn smooth, and spent without thought. Many were melted, many were damaged, and countless others were destroyed by cleaning. Cleaning this coin is one of the fastest ways to erase a fortune. That original surface, even if it looks dull or dark, is exactly what collectors want. Original toning is everything. Once it's gone, the value collapses instantly. Collectors chase the 1,915 Buffalo nickel without a mint mark, with quiet obsession. Auction rooms go silent when a true example appears. Bidding is intense, controlled, and aggressive because everyone knows how rarely these come up in fine condition with untouched surfaces. Most collectors who own one are not selling. They're holding. Supply keeps shrinking. Demand keeps rising. And today, authentic examples are reaching market values around $385,000. That's not a coin. That's hidden wealth. That's serious money. That's a life-changing opportunity disguised as 5 cents. If you ever come across one of these, do not spend this coin. Do not clean it. Do not polish it. Check the date carefully. Study the details in the hair, the horn, and the ground beneath the buffalo. Original surfaces matter more than shine. Professional grading is critical because one careless move can erase hundreds of thousands of dollars in seconds. Patience is everything in this game. Rushing is how fortunes die. This is not fiction. This is real. These coins are still out there, and people are accidentally losing them every single day. Quiet wealth doesn't announce itself. Hidden treasure doesn't shine. And now that you know what to look for, every handful of change is dangerous. Because the next time you hear a nickel hit the counter, it might not be 5 cents. It might be a fortune.